Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm previewing every game of Week 17 here in the NFL. So be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel here to get all of my sports talk videos delivered directly to your inbox on a daily basis. Week 17 rolls along here with an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. The Dolphins come in with a record of 7-8. Patriots come in with a record of 11-4. The Patriots still with a lot to play for in Week 17. This game is in the 4 o'clock time slot. And why is that important? Because the Patriots sit at 11-4, right behind the Broncos, who currently are holding on to the 2 seed, and the Texans, who are currently in the 1 seed. If the Texans win, okay, they're going to be the 1 seed. But in that 4 o'clock window, you have the Broncos, who are playing against the Chiefs, and obviously the Patriots against the Dolphins. So while this game is going on, the Patriots won't know if they're locked in to that 3 seed or not. And the Patriots have a track record of playing these games pedal to the metal and playing these games pretty hard. So I look for them to do that. Keep in mind, most likely the Patriots will play on Wild Card Weekend, so I'm sure they'll want to get clicking a little more than they are now heading into that game. The Patriots 1-1 in their last 2 games. They lost 2 weeks ago to the 49ers at home. They had a rough game last week versus Jacksonville. I don't think many people thought they would have as difficult a time at Jacksonville as they did, but nonetheless, they pulled out a 7-point win. They'll now try to get themselves right as they head in to that wild card round. If I had to predict, I think they'll stay the 3 seed, and they'll be matched up with the Bengals coming up to Gillette Stadium for wild card weekend, but we'll see how this plays out. The Patriots, again, I think they'll be looking to get right on both sides of the ball. They haven't been. Now I know this sounds foolish because they're going to go, in my mind, go 12-4 and win their division once again. This hasn't been a vintage Patriots team. You've seen some holes from them at times, both in their offense and also in their defense. But I think when it comes down to it, you have Tom Brady. You have a better running game than you have in years past. Big thing for them is you're going to get a healthy Rob Gronkowski back for the playoffs. And I can't even begin to tell you in my eyes what that means for the Patriots. I looked at it as a big reason they lost the Super Bowl last year because they didn't have a healthy Gronkowski. And any problems they've had this year, I think, also stem from that. Because the bottom line with the Patriots is, although Brandon Lloyd has given them more of a presence on the outside, they're generally a middle of the field, get favorable linebackers, matchups with linebackers and nickelbacks for their receivers. So you look at Woodhead, Aaron Hernandez, Wes Welker, and Gronkowski when he's healthy. The Patriots are constantly looking to get them favorable matchups on either linebackers or nickelbacks or safeties and exploiting them. And I think when you take Gronkowski out of the mix, sometimes that offense's effectiveness can really be hampered. So I look for them to really be a notch better once Gronkowski comes back. In this game, I'm looking for their running game to get established early, and then for Brady to sort of pick it apart from there. The Patriots did beat the Dolphins earlier in the season, but only by a touchdown in that game. So by no means overpowering in their first meeting down in Miami. The Patriots defense, I think they definitely have some holes, most notably in the back end. I just don't think right now the Dolphins are the kind of team that can really exploit those weaknesses that the Patriots have in the secondary. And I think with Will Fork up front and their solid inside linebackers, I don't think Miami will really be able to gash the Patriots running the ball. So I look for the Patriots defense to hold their own in this game and to not really be exploited. They'll be able to do some looks, create some looks to confuse Tannehill, to get him to throw the ball in the middle of the field, which is usually the Patriots' plan against young quarterbacks, and funnel all those passes to the middle of the field, get some tip balls, get some opportunistic play, as they did, for instance, in the Thanksgiving Day game against Mark Sanchez. That type of defense I look for the Patriots to employ here versus Tannehill. The Dolphins, I think they've had a better season than I know I certainly expected. They sit at 7-8. They had two very impressive wins the last 2 weeks versus the Jaguars and the Bills at home. I know it's the Jaguars and the Bills, but I think for Miami to be favored in 2 games down at their home stadium and for them to really take care of business and dominate those 2 opponents, I think is a sign that Joe Philbin has this team's attention and they're headed in the right direction. I think you've seen Ryan Tannehill improve as the season's gone on. I think you've seen as Reggie Bush has gotten healthy, the difference he can be as a running back for the Dolphins going forward. I think they need to improve their wide receiver core. Although they've gotten some good play out of guys like Brian Hartline, I think as a whole, that talent level of that group needs to kind of come up a little bit as Tannehill matures. I think their defense is better than people think. And I think one of the only ways Miami can even keep this game close against the Patriots is if Cameron Wake goes out of his mind and is able to get a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. The only teams that really have success versus the 49ers are either teams that, A, they have multiple linebackers and defensive backs that could cover those tight ends, Welker and Woodhead, or, they get pass rush with just 4 guys. Blitzing Tom Brady is never usually a good idea. Guys like him and Peyton Manning figure blitzes out easily. So, but Miami does have a great pass rusher in Cameron Wake. We'll see how he can do against that sometimes suspect Patriots offensive line. I look for Miami to play extremely hard in this game. I don't think they'll mail it in by any stretch of the imagination. I think Joe Philbin set the tone early on that, this is his chance to be a head coach. He's going to do things his way and let the chips fall where they may. And I think he's been getting a good response in my mind from this younger Miami team. And I look for them to be a little bit of a factor, maybe not next year, but certainly in like a 2014. As long as they stick with Philbin, as long as Tannehill starts to really mature more as a quarterback, and as long as they stick to the program and don't get disenchanted with maybe another year of around a 500 record next year. But hey, that's for next year. This game is what matters the most. I see the Dolphins having trouble really putting a lot of points on the board. I look for the Patriots to take out some frustrations on the Dolphins. The Patriots are a team that lost 2 weeks ago at home and a team that only scored 23 points against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville was driving to tie that game. So Belichick is going to have plenty in the tank as far as motivation goes for his guys this week. The Patriots are -10 in this game. I like the Patriots -10 at home to finish the season out strong against the Dolphins, and then to be waiting there in the wild card round for the Bengals. I'll preview the Bengals New England game next week. But so the Patriots -10 to get the win over the Dolphins, who will play hard right to the end. I just think the Patriots have too much to play for, potentially, and too much motivation from how they've played lackluster the last 2 weeks. So New England -10. Be sure to check out all of my other previews here for Week 17. Be sure to subscribe to my page to get all of my videos delivered directly to you. And as always, guys, thanks for listening, and have a good night.